Hi, everybody. We're going to be diving into Mercado Libre's latest results today and why I think it makes the stock a buy. Before we do, please click subscribe to my channel and be sure to check out the link you see on your screen for the top 10 stocks to buy right now from my sponsor, The Motley Fool. So, overall, just looking at the headline numbers, everything looks great. Mercado Libre's net revenue was up 56% year over year in the fourth quarter, and it posted its largest operating margin ever, 11.6%. It also ended the year with a lot more cash on its balance sheet because of its profitability, $3.4 billion, and it's making a lot of money right now. And all sides of the business look pretty good. If you look at the marketplace, which is Mercado Libre's core business, I guess you could call it. That's kind of how it got to this point. Gross merchandise volume was up 35% on a foreign exchange neutral basis year over year, a little under $10 billion. So pretty impressive run rate right there. It sold 11% more items than a year ago. So it's not just inflation that's driving the merchandise volume higher. It's actually selling more items. It extended its market share leads in a couple of its major markets, specifically Brazil and Mexico, which are two of its top three markets. And its ad revenue growth is looking impressive. Amazon, if you might have read, is recently really kind of doubling down on advertising as a way to make a little bit of higher margin revenue from its e-commerce platform, and Mercado Libre is doing the same. Still a very small part of the business, just about 1.4% of its merchandise volume now, growing rapidly. On the fintech side, this is Mercado Pago, the payments platform. Mercado Pago saw $36 billion in payment volume in the fourth quarter. That's 80% higher than a year ago. And the volume of payments that take place off the marketplace, meaning not just processing its own transactions, was up 121% year over year, so more than doubling. The fintech platform had nearly 44 million unique users. And another part of the fintech business, which is kind of a concern, if we're being totally fair, the credit portfolio is about $2.8 billion in size, up a lot year over year, but pretty flat sequentially. Mercado Libre is taking a much more cautious approach to lending right now in the current market environment, and it's not hard to see why. A little over 10% of its loan portfolio is more than 90 days delinquent right now. Now, this is kind of expected. This is not as alarming as, say, if American Express had that level of delinquency. This is more expected in Mercado Libre's situation, but still something to watch. And on the logistics side of the business, that's Mercado Envios. More than 1 billion items were shipped, and it now has network penetration of about 43%, meaning that 43% of the orders placed on Mercado Libre are now fulfilled through its own logistics platform. So, the reason I think that these earnings make the stock such a strong buy right now is just when you compare it to what else is going on in its space. Now, it doesn't really have any direct competitors in Latin America that are of the same scale. But if you look at what's happening in some of the US companies that are comparable, like Amazon, like Shopify, they're really struggling to grow right now. They're not growing very quickly. Amazon's merchandise volume did not really grow very rapidly in the fourth quarter. The holiday quarter was somewhat weak. Its guidance is somewhat weak, but Mercado Libre continues to grow at rapid paces throughout its entire business. So it's not just that the business is growing, also it's that the strongest growth is in the highest margin parts of the business, such as the fintech division and advertising. So you're seeing a lot of growth that should translate into impressive bottom line profit growth. And the stock trades for about 25 times free cash flow right now, which is not cheap, but given the results, I would not call it expensive by any definition of the word. Mercado Libre is already one of my largest investments, and I plan to add to it significantly this year because of these results. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to click subscribe if you don't subscribe to my channel already. And as always, this video is sponsored by The Motley Fool. Be sure to visit www.fool.com/Frankel to receive the top 10 best stocks to buy now.